Hello and welcome to Knights TV's coverage of the 2015 PS4 NPL Victoria season. First up for the club in the new year is Avondale FC, the newly promoted and newly rebranded side who won last season's NPL 1 League to be admitted into Victoria's top flight. Heading into the season opener, Knights head coach Andrew Marth selected a solid squad to take on the NPL new boys, with off-season recruits Adrian Zara, Andrew Barisic, Alex Deo and Adrian Del Monaco all featuring in the starting 11. Knights fans would also be pleased to see James McGarry starting again against Avondale, as the midfielder looks to have recovered from a knee injury that sidelined him for the back half of last season. For Avondale FC, assistant coach Adam Inglese took to the field with an equally competitive squad, with the most notable inclusion being former Green Gully skipper Jeffrey Fleming. The Knights got things underway from the kick-off, but it was Avondale's men that were far more dominant in the opening period of football. That said, Marth's men could have had an early opener when an unmarked Milan Batur was found at the back post following a corner. Just over the 10-minute mark into the contest, and Knights keeper Chris May was forced into showing off his footwork with a cutback a little too close to goal. May was involved again moments later when he was called upon to deny Andrew LePage. Avondale looked dangerous from set pieces and was extremely close to scoring again in the 20th minute. 5 minutes later, and Knights found themselves on the back foot. Avondale man Anthony Falone did well to shield off Anthony Colosimo before playing a ball up the line, which eventually forced Chris May out of his box. It was Avondale's Christopher Irwin with the goal, who did well to lob the ball into the back of the net, even though he had an empty goal to aim at. The Knights' poor first half display could have been punished further when Julian Cannizaro found himself one-on-one with Chris May just after the half-hour mark. But the Knights custodian did well to keep out the effort. The home side did have patches of good football towards the end of the first half, and in the 34th minute, and after a series of two-touch passes, Andrew Barisic put a header agonisingly over the bar. Up the other end though, and Avondale went even closer to doubling its advantage when Irwin was denied a brace thanks to the crossbar. Five minutes out from the interval, and Avondale's Cannizaro was lucky to escape without a more serious punishment when he lunged at James McGarry from behind after losing possession. In the dying embers of the first period, another good Avondale free kick tested Chris May. so it was 1-0 to the visitors at the half-time break. Andrew Marth's men had plenty of work to do in the second period in order to avoid an opening day loss. At the break, Marth decided to bring on new signing Josh Brecalo, who proved to have an almost instant impact on the game. However, it was McGarry who had the first chance of the second half, after he and Zara linked up on the edge of the box. "50 minutes of football played, and the Knights finally had their first goal of the match and the season, and substitute Brecalo was crucial to the attack. His cross eventually found Alex Deo inside the box, whose skewed shot ended up returning to Brecalo, who slotted the ball home with ease. A fine strike from Brecalo on the half volley, scoring during what was his National Premier League's debut. But it all could have gone horribly wrong for the Knights moments later. Avondale's Michel Krazia put a strike onto the woodwork, which was then followed by a scramble in the box that eventually led to a Knights free kick. Avondale were left to rue their missed chances just after the hour mark, when the Knights' turnaround was complete. New signing Adrian Zara was pivotal to the passage of play before James McGarry played in Andrew Barisic to slot an effort past Fraser Siddle. With 20 minutes left in the match, goalscorer Andrew Barisic could have doubled his tally for the evening when he was found by second ball into the box. But his shot on target lacked any real power. That was Barisic's last impact on the game, with the striker substituted not long after with an apparent injury. He made way for Chris Talajic, which was the first of two key substitutions that would see out the win. The second saw James McGarry's shift end, with Josh Berrios coming on to make an almost instant impact. In the second minute of additional time, the two subs linked up, with Talajic finding Berrios with a fine ball to the back post, but Berrios was unable to get a meaningful foot on the ball. But that was all forgotten 2 minutes later, when the 3 points were secured deep into extra time. Chris Talajic did well to put a ball across the face of goal after a cross from the wing, leaving Alex Deo to score probably one of the easiest goals of his short career. Not long after the restart, and the result was confirmed. 3-1 it finished, with 3 goals and 3 points for the boys in red, white and blue on the opening day. Speaking to media after the win, head coach Andrew Marth was happy with the win, but acknowledged the poor initial period.
Unrecognisable second half. What are your overall thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I thought in the end we probably deserved to win. But in saying that, our first half performance was probably the worst I've seen for 2.5 years. And I mentioned that to the boys at half time, and we just readjusted a few things, and obviously it paid off, and we come away with a win. You know, in saying that, we probably should have been down 3-0 half time.
I was about to say, you mentioned it, the half-time chat. What did you say to the boys?
Oh, as I said, we just changed a few things around, and I thought Anthony was struggling at left back there, and young Josh come on and he did exceptionally well. You know, we overlapped and scored a great goal, put us back in the game, and I thought we were totally over him in the second half, and probably I said in the end we probably deserved that win.
How pleasing is it as a coach to make a sub? He comes on, he scores a goal.
Well, it's one of those things. You make a decision, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And we tried a system at the beginning of the game that I thought would work, and it didn't work, and hence we played quite badly. And it's probably I'm to blame for that. And in the second half we changed it again, and it worked.
What did you put down the drop in performance down to in the first half? Obviously, you wouldn't have expected sort of such a poor first half, as you said. What did you put it down to?
I put more so down to Avondale Heights. I thought they did really, really well. They pressured us in midfield. They had a lot of numbers in midfield, and they were attacking with pace going forward. So I give them really credit for how they played first half. And I really think it couldn't happen for 90 minutes, and thank God it didn't, and got us back into the game second half, and probably class in the end prevailed, and we got 3-1.
In terms of, obviously, you got the win tonight, main thing. Obviously, you got a lot of big names missing. Obviously, still, is it just important for you guys now to sort of carry on with as you get sort of names back in the team, keep getting wins?
Oh, of course. We hopefully got Ben back next week. Unfortunately, we've lost Madian for about 6 to 8 weeks. He's going in for operation on Thursday. Barra's injured, so the situation that happened last year is probably going through the same situation this year, unfortunately. But we're just going to take it easy on the track this week and prepare ourselves.